sharp. We now go downtown to the D Hotel. Joining us by phone and by Skype are Derek Stevens and Mike Palm, and you guys have a special guest with you.
We do. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well. How are you guys?
All right.
Oh, we're wonderful on Derby Day, Amal.
Mike, where'd you get that hat?
My staff made this hat for me last year because on this weekend last year we had a tournament here, and one of the entertaining parts of the banquet for the tournament was a fancy hat contest. They had to make their own hats, and so my staff made a hat for me so I wouldn't feel left out. So I felt it was right to wear it today.
Are those people still employed?
One is and one isn't.
I thought so based on the performance of that hat. So who's going to be joining us? We're all anxiously awaiting the news of who's coming on here with you guys.
Well, guys, remember this thing back, it was February 13th. I'm sitting at Valentine's Day dinner with my wife, and all of a sudden this thing pops up on Twitter, and I'm like, the Mike Palm readers. I look at Nicole, I go, what is this? So she followed, I followed. She was the third follower, I was the fourth follower. We came back, and I said, Mike, what are you doing? He goes, I have nothing to do with it. And then we kind of thought it was you, and then we went to JVT, then we went to Humans. We took him out one night and tried to outdrink him. That didn't happen, but we tried to bust Humans. Said, did you do this? He's like, no, there's no way I did this. Well, anyway, after 2.5 months of mystery, we have finally found the originator, the lawyer from Missouri. Mike, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, come on in, James. Go ahead and introduce yourself to America.
Hey, everybody. I'm Amal. It got started as a goof to have fun with you and make some people laugh. And I used all my good stuff at the beginning. And it was fun to get some laughs. And now we're here, and we have 4,000 people, 4,000 followers. So we're excited about that.
James Bain, an attorney from Kansas City. James, great job. But based on the way the palm readers have gone this last week, I thought Carl Icahn would be looking to remove some of the people from the board.
Wait, Amal, how many picks have you actually given out?
I'll tell you what. Anytime the palm readers want to put up any amount of money, we'll go head to head any day of the week. Tell me the number. We'll do it right now.
Amal, did you?
By the way, for the record, I picked Clemson, Boston Red Sox, and Virginia all before the season, all on tape.
If you would have been here last night, Amal, we could have had some fun with some games. We had the Dodgers. Last night we had the second period under, which I've heard people are not legitimizing that bet. It paid just the same last night as these first period bets.
Yeah, Amal, I'll tell you, like last night there's this unbelievable phenomenon that we had a palm reader meetup at the end of Longbar. I couldn't believe what was happening, and everybody's betting in game, and next thing you know, they're betting over and over in the third quarter of the basketball game. Then we got the Dodgers plus 240, and actually these palm readers had a hell of a night. I just had to sit back and watch, and I don't know, maybe this phenomenon is coming back. I actually don't know what I'm rooting for.
But you know what? Great number there you guys got on the Dodgers last night, plus the 240. They were able to come back and win against the Padres after trailing 3-0. Derek, I want to switch gears a little bit. Kentucky Derby, obviously a huge day here in horse racing, particularly in Las Vegas from a betting perspective. Any horse that you have your eye on today?
I can tell you, after sitting at Longbar yesterday, I can tell you we have enough guys that have figured out who's going to win the race. They've also figured who's going to place and show. I think I had a story on every one of these horses, so I stay out of my lane. I just listen to these stories. This is unbelievable. Everybody has a reason why they know this horse is going to win. I want to just bring up one little story. I got a guy I knew from college, 30 years straight now. He sends me a text or he gives me a call. He's got the winner. And so far, he's 0 for 30. He gets to make one pick a year. He's 0 for 30. His name is Private Plane Wayne. Now, one thing that's happened, maybe luck's turning, this might be the year. As of yesterday, he had 90 cents in his Express Bet account. He did the Express Bet bonus. He put the Brent 200 on it. All of a sudden, his first bet today, he bets the exact in the fourth with Baracho. It paid $214, and now he's flush. He's got a few more races before the Derby. I hope he doesn't go bust before then, but if he doesn't, this guy's going to parlay it up, and maybe this is the year. But after 30 years, I mean, you got to figure you're going to pick a winner one of these times, don't you think?
Private Plane Wayne is a legitimate guy. I met him during March Madness. Very nice guy, but unfortunately has not had much luck, I see.
No, super smart guy. Kentucky Derby's just not his forte. He's pretty good in the stock market, but 30 years straight he hasn't picked a winner. But picking the exact in the fourth at Churchill, and now he's rolling. You never know. This could be the year.
So Derek, we talked about the speed bias of the track yesterday, which held up most of the day yesterday. Today, it's a little bit faster track early on, but it's expected to be a sloppier track in the afternoon again, which is expected to have speed biases, and we're seeing all the action on some of the speed horses like Maximum Security. I actually turned my attention to Tacitus, number 8, but a lot of love for number 5, Improbable, and Maximum Security, the 2 speed horses on a track that many people will have a speed bias by the time the Derby kicks off.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I saw the early information coming out from Ron Flatter this morning after the first race, and he was talking about how the speed bias is going to be a little bit different than yesterday. And again, this is just a great thing with VEASAN. I mean, having a guy like Ron Flatter at the track, giving people the greatest and latest information. So I think when he put that out, I think a lot of people started changing their philosophy and how this is going to play out today.
Yeah, good point. And maybe it sets up for some of these stalkers better, whether it's Tacitus or, Vekoma or one of those horses, even Cutting Humor, one of the long shots I know been getting a little bit love, the Todd Pletcher horse.
Yeah, man, I'm all over Maximum Security, and I would have been even before the scratch of Omaha Beach. This horse does not have to race on the front end. I mean, if you watched the second start in the slop at Gulfstream in that allowance race, he rated off the pace and then made his move around the turn. I think Luis Saez is a really good jockey. The Derby doesn't have the breakneck pace that it had in recent years since they changed to the point system, and these sprints don't get graded anymore for qualifying. So you don't see the pure sprinters. And I'm not worried about the distance with this horse because he is by New Year's Day. I'm a big fan of Luis Saez, and I think he's either going to be able to set the pace if it's a reasonable one or sit second if it's not. So I played this $50 to win in place on Maximum Security, and then I did $5 exacta boxes with By My Standards, Improbable, Tacitus, and Game Winner. I might throw in this Bodie Express and some exotics too. I mean, he ran second to me, ran huge in that Florida Derby, and really was a clear-cut second as well. And if he's going to be 99-1, you got to put him in there somewhere as well.
Maximum Security at 10-1, the horse that Mike Palm likes in this particular race today at the Kentucky Derby, the 145th running at Churchill Downs. Mike, everybody's anxiously awaiting the Palm Readers playbook. Before we get to that, are the Palm Readers going to be back down there today? Because if they are, then I might actually come down to the Long Bar and see these folks.
Yeah, they hung out here last night, but they may spread out today. I know some of them are headed to South Point to the ballroom. Vinny's getting them in the ballroom to watch the Derby there. So I know the accountant, the CPA from Georgia, will be here because he and his son are having dinner at Andiamo tonight. So I don't have a strict of schedule for them as we had yesterday, but we're really happy that they showed up in town for this weekend.
What is this, a cult? They're following a strict schedule here?
Well, I wouldn't say cult, Amal. I mean, I would say it's a group of professional people, lawyers, doctors, accountants, professors that, they like the humor.
I'm just going based on your verbiage. You said you had them following a strict schedule there, so I just wanted to make sure we got that right.
I don't have them following anything. James Bain is the group's founder and chairman, okay? They follow him.
Gotcha. Okay,
all right.
Gotcha.
And by the way, for all the Iowa Hawkeye fans, James Bain is not related to former NCAA basketball official Jim Bain, who screwed Iowa in several big games, notably against Wichita State. But I digress. Let's get to the playbook, Amal. Group 1, we're going to go back to the Dodgers. James Bain's Dodger play from last night. I thought Richie Hill pitched great in his comeback start last week. We get to go up against Joey Lucchese, who has been inconsistent. Gritty effort from the Dodgers coming back in San Diego last night, and I like that we're only laying 20 cents, so we made that a Group 1 play. Along with this hockey game, I really thought they'd come back with 5. I was interested to hear you say you in-gamed it as well in Game 4 in Columbus the other night with the Bruins. I had it 5.5. I in-gamed it at 7.5, and I had it at 6.5 as a plus price. We hit all of that along with the Bruins and the Bruins reverse puck line for plus 290. Big matchup, of course. I have the Bruins big in the series, so I'm not going to touch the side here. But since they made it 5.5, we'll go under that number, and we'll look at the end game as well.
Just to repeat very quickly, Group 1 plays, which Mike generally takes for 5 units. For those of you following along, the Dodgers at minus 120, with Rich Hill going up against Joey Lucchese in this one. And then, of course, he's got the Bruins Jackets under 5.5 goals in this one, minus 130. Mike, if you would, please, with Group 2.
I know you like the Yankees over in day games, but I'm an Odorizzi guy. I didn't think the price was big enough on him today, a big enough plus to play him against the Yankees. So we'll go the first 5 under 5 here, since it was a 5 with him and Happ. I know Happ hasn't pitched great this year, but I really like Jake Odorizzi. I like the tail on his fastball, and I like the way he competes. And the next listed here, we'll go with Tyson Ross and Homer Bailey under the 9 here in Tiger Stadium. I thought this number would come out at 8.5, so I'm playing the number under the 9. You're right about Tyson Ross. You're going to get 5 out of 6 good innings. Let's hope the bad inning is only a 2. Homer Bailey has pitched better of late, notwithstanding that start in Tampa Bay when he was all washed out using a horse racing term in the first inning. Couldn't go very deep. Here's an overplay for me. Why is this 8.5 with these two teams? Carrasco, Leak, I bet Leak a lot last year. I can't touch him this year. This guy's supposed to be a ground ball pitcher. Everybody's driving the ball in the air against him. And Carrasco, who knows what you're going to get with him, and I'm not laying $2. So we'll go over the 8.5. I think this is going to be a slugfest in Cleveland this afternoon. We'll go back to my auto play. We've played it 6 times this year. We're 6-0. Fade Dylan Bundy. Stanek today, Ryan Stanek. We're only going to get an inning and a third or 2/3 out of him, but we'll go with the Orioles bullpen is better than Bundy. Bundy will give up 4, 5, 6, or 7 in every single game this year until he's no longer a part of the team, and we'll continue to fade him. And then I like the price here on Arrieta at home. I'll play him in the first 5 because I don't love the Phillies bullpen and lay the 20 cents.
And just to repeat, Mike's Group 2 plays, which are 3-unit bets. The Twins Yankees, first 5 under 5 runs. Royals Tigers under 9 runs. Mariners Indians over 8.5 runs. The Tampa Bay Rays listed with Ryan Stanek going up against Dylan Bundy. The Rays are minus 175. And the Phillies in the first 5 minus 120.
Yep, that's it. And then along with the Derby plays. So it's a big day today. I know we've got UFC tonight. We've got a boxing match tonight. So there's a lot of wagering opportunities for the public. You've had some great guests on today giving out information. Hey, Matt Holt, I wanted to say thank you. Your company, U.S. Integrity, partnering with Circus Sports when it opens to provide your services. We think this will be invaluable on both sides of this and sharing information and giving you guys feedback as well. So we want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much. We're honored to be working with you guys. We're super excited. And play Al Iaquinta tonight, too, in the UFC main event.
Yeah, I heard you give that out as your best play. I know nothing about it, but I'll follow you.
All right.
Yeah, Matt is one of the prolific UFC handicappers out there. It really just does a fantastic job in terms of breaking down the UFC card. Anything else for you guys? What's jumping off this weekend at the D?
We got a basketball tournament at the event center.
We're holding the 3-on-3 basketball tournament at the downtown Las Vegas Event Center, and I didn't realize this, but 3-on-3 basketball will now become an Olympic sport.
Wow.
So we've got a few courts out there, and it's very competitive. I watched the women's tournament yesterday. Now it's the semifinals and finals for the men's and women's today. So a lot of 3-on-3 basketball. So something different, pretty interesting.
So the next Summer Olympics, 3-on-3 basketball will be an Olympic sport where someone's going to win a gold medal.
Yeah, they eliminated baseball. I can't believe it, but now 3-on-3 basketball is an Olympic sport. So you got to roll with the flow.
So how are all these teams that are playing in this tournament down at the D, how did they get here? Was there some sort of prelims that they had to go through? And is there an age bracket or what's the breakdown on this?
Go ahead, Derek.
Well, we're kind of out of our league on this one.
Okay.
The tournament director, these teams paid a lot to participate, and all these teams are really vying for the Olympic tryouts down the road. So various age groups, but it's a pretty competitive basketball.
I think the way they're graded or how they performed as the day goes on, the top tier games are at night at like 7 and 8 o'clock at night is the way it was explained to me. But I don't know all the specifics. But maybe now, how about in the December and January we have speed skating at the event center, Derek? We have to find ways to monetize this.
That's true. Mike's out there trying to handicap this, trying to figure out the wind bias outside.
I'm trying to throw up the turf to find out the wind.
Oh my God.
Hey, guys, as always, we appreciate it. Also, thanks to James Bain for coming on today, and hopefully he has a great weekend, him and the rest of the palm readers down here in Las Vegas. Hope they enjoy the Derby, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow morning.
Thanks, fellas. Enjoy the Derby.
Have a great day.
Always do a great job down at the Long Bar. If you're in town, get down there. You'll have a ton of fun. And here at the South Point, I know we've got a great setup in terms of viewing the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely great job down there. And as Mike said, we're so excited and so honored to be working with them when they launched their own sports book in June 1. And for those that don't know, in June 1, they'll be running their own sports books. And with the launch of Circa next year, which is supposed to be the largest sports book in the country, I mean, a lot of great stuff happening for Derek, Mike, and the gang.
I have no shame in my game, so let's plug your company, U.S. Integrity. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because I've had a couple people ask me, what does U.S. Integrity do? For people that are unfamiliar with it, kind of describe what your organization does.
Sure. So we build customizable dashboards for our clients and to kind of generate reports, and we work with sports books and leagues alike, NBA, Pac-12, SEC, the Arena Football, major leagues, and then most of the sports book providers. And basically, we look for abnormalities within the betting markets and abnormalities within the events, whether it be players or officiating, and then correlations between the two to try to prevent match fixing, game manipulation, insider information. Nowadays, a big one we look for, locker room leakage, whether it be from trainers, players, coaches, etc., leaking information inappropriately, and then we, just anything fraud related in terms of sports betting. So it's been great. And look, the more regulated sports betting in this country, the better. But there has to be a truly independent, unbiased company in the middle monitoring it, and that's what we do.
Fantastic. And when we come back, we're going to get into Matt's picks and